is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to a quick video. I want to talk about Denver Nuggets signing Swaggy P. When you look at this team, they only really had small amount of depth at that shooting guard position after they lost Gary Harris. Obviously, Will Barton is out. Then you lose Gary Harris for 3 to 4 weeks, and then you only really have Malik Beasley to really take up the bulk of those minutes, and I don't think he's good enough to really do that at this point. He's having a decent season, 46 from the field, 40% from three. He's playing 19.5 minutes and still giving you 8 points a game. And he's young, and I can see them keeping him around a little longer. But other than that, they don't really have any more players that can really play at that shooting guard position like a Malik Beasley, since they lost their two main contributors that they rely on a lot, in Will Barton and then Gary Harris, who's obviously the starter that gets the bulk of the minutes at that position. They have ended up waiving Brandon Goodwin. Nick Young, he's 6'7", 210. He can give you 7.3 points and 1.6 rebounds. He started 8 games last year, and also he shot decently last year in 17 minutes. He was able to get a Golden State Warriors 41% from the field, 37 from three. He was still able to give them 80% from the free throw line, even though he didn't really take that many. He still was able to give them 7.3 points, like I said before. And he played 80 games last year out of the 82, and he started the 8 games for them. Swaggy P can be a mess. He's a guy that can really be a distraction to a certain extent. He's a guy that does have somewhat of a bad shot selection, but I feel like he improved that, kind of like JaVale McGee. You put him in the right role with the right players, you can get some decent minutes out of him. And I think that that's something that Denver knows, and that's why they gave him the spot. Plus, he's taller. He's a guy that can play multiple positions. He's not a great defender. I'm not going to say that, but you know, Malik Beasley is only 6'5". Same with Gary Harris. I think he's 6'4", 6'5", having some size that can play that shooting guard position or even that 3 position, depending on the lineups and who's out there. Having 3-point shooting at those positions is important, and he can even play with Malik Beasley because he can play the 3, so you can have multiple guards out there, which gives them a little bit more versatility. And you know, Nick Young has always been a solid player in his career. People was going around asking me, what happened to Nick Young? What happened to Nick Young? What happened to Nick Young? Nobody really showed real interest, but he stayed positive. He stayed going. And when the opportunity came, which was Denver, he took the opportunity, and now he gets to play for a potential playoff team. Last year, Denver, the last couple years, Denver missed the playoffs. This year, it looks like they're a lock for the playoffs, and that only gives you a more incentive to sign with the Denver Nuggets, knowing that they're going to be competing, they're going to be competitive, and you get, you know, to go out there and play meaningful games for a team that's going to actually be trying to win, instead of going to a team that's trash or trying to rebuild and you're just there just to put up numbers and get paid. At least he can get paid and still be able to contribute to a team that might even get to the Western Conference Finals, because there's no definitive number 2 team in the Western Conference. That's something that we all realize. That's something that we all know. And Denver, they had a big drop-off when they lost Gary Harris, and they were trying to replace somewhat of what they lost in Nick Young, because he can be a sniper out there from the 3-point line, and he can get streaky. And this guy is very confident. Once he see that ball going in, he letting that thing fly. And that could be good, that could be bad, but that's something that, you know, going into signing him, that he is a streaky shooter. He has turned down trying to create a lot of offense to being just a spot-up shooter. We see the same thing with J.R. Smith. Instead of him trying to be this all-around scorer and a guy that chucks up a lot of shots, they put him in the right position, put him with the right players, and you can get a lot of value out of Nick Young if you do that. So I think this is a decent pickup. I'm not the craziest and the biggest Nick Young fan, but I will say he's a pretty solid pickup for them. And then you got to put on top of that, they haven't even got Isaiah Thomas back. So, I'd rather have Nick Young than Brandon Goodwin. Not trying to diss Brandon Goodwin or say anything negative about him, but at least I know what Nick Young is going to consistently bring to the table as he's under this contract with the Denver Nuggets. And Nick Young has shown that he can compete in the playoffs. He has shown that he can be very competitive with other people in the game, which is what you want out of a player, especially if you're going to sign him and give him valuable minutes. And he has shown that he can contribute to a playoff team. He has shown that last year for the Golden State Warriors when they needed him to be in the game more times than not. He delivered even in the fourth quarter. So that's something that you definitely want. And like I said, it's no real replacement for Gary Harris at this point. You're not going to get equal value. You're not going to find somebody that's going to fully replace what he does. But with the tandem of Malik Beasley and a guy like Nick Young, and then you still can have Will Barton when he comes back, this adds a lot more depth to their roster. If they keep Nick Young for the rest of the season, they still will have that flexibility if somebody else get injured. And if they don't, you still have somebody that can give you some value when he does play. And that's going to be a thing. When Gary Harris come back, is Nick Young going to get any minutes? Is he going to get any valuable playing time once Gary Harris come back and clock in those 30-plus minutes? And then you still got to give minutes to Barton, or will he get minutes at the 3? I don't know, but that's something that we won't have to see as this season goes on, is how are they going to utilize, how are they going to use Nick Young? Will they let him be Nick Young? Will they just want him to be a spot-up three-point shooter? Will he just be the spark plug off the bench alongside Isaiah Thomas? I think that that's a decent team. They both don't play well defensively, but they both can at least create their own shot. And that gives you a decent bench. And the fact that you can also play Will Barton or Malik Beasley with them too just gives you more offense coming off that bench. And that's something that you really wouldn't get with Brandon Goodwin, that you definitely can get out of Nick Young going to bolster that bench. So I like the move. I don't think it's going to change them to a contender. I don't think it's going to put them over the edge or really push them in the right direction. But one thing I definitely say is you rather have a guy like a veteran like Nick Young than a younger player like Brandon Goodwin. So I think this is a better move for them, especially because of the injury to um, Gary Harris. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think Nick Young has changed his way? Do you think that Nick Young will make the best out of his opportunity and show teams that he can still contribute, he can still win, that he has changed enough as a player that after he leave Denver next year, he might get picked up a little earlier? Do you think that he needed to see um, sitting out that it made him realize how much he missed the game? It made him realize how much the game has changed and he has to continue to evolve, or he might not get opportunity next year. I think this is a job that Nick Young really did need after winning a championship with the Golden State Warriors and not really getting picked up by nobody. This is a very humbling experience, knowing that you almost didn't even get a job a couple months into the season. You didn't even get really that many offers as a free agent in the summertime. And it is a blessing, and you got to count your blessings that you have made it to a roster and you have an opportunity to play in the NBA again. But, Nick Young probably thought he was going to get signed before the season started, and he didn't get signed until almost halfway through the season because it's almost time for the All-Star weekend, which is halfway through, and he just now getting picked up. So it is very humbling. And, going for a team where you just was contributing and you were just playing some valuable minutes and you was able to win a championship to now you barely can get a contract, it's kind of like messes you up a little bit. So hopefully he takes this sincere. Hopefully he takes full advantage of this opportunity, gives them valuable minutes, plays a little and tries a little harder on defense, and continue to work on that three-point stroke, because that's going to thing that's going to give him the longevity in the league, because teams need shooting. Teams need three-point shooting. And the fact that he's 6'7", 210 allows them to get a guy that's versatile, that can play multiple positions. But also the fact that he's 33 years old, his days of being a guaranteed NBA player is starting to show. that he might not have as long as he thought he would. We all thought he probably can play to 36, 37 years old, but he probably couldn't even play to 34 the way he's going right now. So hopefully he makes the changes. Hopefully he makes the adjustment. Hopefully he continue to buy into team concepts, and continue to play within the system and do what the coach asks him to do. And he should be in the NBA next year, hopefully. I don't want to see him fail. I don't want to see him out of the league. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but it's still good to see that he is playing and people do care about him being in the NBA and people do think he's still an NBA player. He just got to continue to work on his game, continue to stay ready, and he'll be fine. And that's what he did so far. And now he's back in the play. And now he's back in the NBA. Now I want to see how his mindset changed after sitting out majority of the season. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a good pickup? Was this stupid? Was it great? Was this underrated move? Is this an overrated move? Do you think he's just an injury replacement? Do you think once Gary Harris comes back, he falls out of rotation? Let me know whatever you think about Nick Young getting signed to the Denver Nuggets in the comment section below. They get a three-point shooter. They get some size. They get some length. And they get a guy that can definitely give them floor spacing with Jokic, and he can play with Jamal Murray, and he can play the three, depending on what lineup is out there, who he guarding. So let me know what you guys think. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Click the link, send you to my website. Click the link, send you to my Facebook page, like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for liking on Facebook. Also, like I said, the merchandise will definitely be in the comment section. Click the link in this. That's all my merchandise on my spread shirt. You can also buy t-shirts on my Facebook page, and I have how the shirts look. You can change the color, you can change the logo, the color, and you can get the customized t-shirt the way you want, whether you message me on Facebook or on Spreadshirt. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And let me know what you guys think about Denver Nuggets picking up Nick Young in the comment section below.